Hey guys, it's Telle from the Word Alive. Just dropping in to give you guys a little message. Recently I did an interview on Warped Tour, and it didn't process right, we'll say. So I'm back doing a second one. This time, not a lot's changed since my first one, which was about kind of the anti-bullying and some of the like trolling and bashing that's gone on and becoming more and more prevalent online. And so I just want to talk a little bit about that. Coming from someone who's in a band, like, I feel like when you're in a band, you obviously are subjected to, like, people aren't going to like your music, and that you just have to be, like, okay with that. I think there's a difference in people who, you know, don't like something and maybe they let their opinion be known, and a difference between outright making things personal and trying to turn things into a situation where you could, let me put that on vibrate, where you could turn around and make it into something that's intentionally trying to hurt someone in some way, like whether it's their feelings or something that meant a lot to them. For instance, last night I posted a picture on our Facebook of a kid who had a tattoo on his arm of one of our lyrics, and I meant for it to be like kind of a, just like, not only thank you to him, but just like we're honored that like we wrote a song that meant enough for someone to put it on their body for the rest of their life. And unfortunately, comments started coming in, you know, here and there of like, oh, that looks cheap, or oh, that's a shitty tattoo, or something like that, and then trying to like bash the person for doing it, and it's like, that's not the point. The point was we made a song that obviously means a lot to us, and it meant a lot to that person and had an impact on their life, and we were just kind of saying a thank you back, and that we thought it was rad. And unfortunately you can't do something even as simple as that nowadays without somebody feeling like they need to voice their opinion. And it's stuff like that it's, I feel like people always say, well, I'm just stating my opinion. Well, if your opinion is something that's negative or hurtful in some way, like, unless it has any direct benefit or it affects your life, you know, like if you don't like a song, for instance, for me, like if I didn't like a song, I would just be like, oh, I'm not into it. Like, I want to be like, I gotta go tell that band that I hate that song and it sucks. Like, I've never understood like that thought process or anything. So I think it's gotten like pretty out of control. I mean, I see online with our fan base, even with every fan base, I mean, we've had member changes and things like that, and I know a lot of people don't like those changes, and anything that changes can be difficult for people to kind of get used to. But throughout that, I think there's different phases of fans that have come into our band's kind of family, and for some reason they feel like, oh, I've been a fan longer, so I need to like bash this person because you're not as good of a fan because I heard of them first, or because, well, I like all their songs, or like blah blah, whatever it could be. Like, it's just like all competition, and it's like, the reality is you're sitting behind a computer screen, like, and this is your life. Like, you're sitting on here wasting potentially hours of your day to not only just waste your time in your life, but to go out of your way to try and ruin someone's day or something. And unfortunately, with some people, their skin isn't very thick, and, you know, as we've seen through the news and other things, you know, bullying like online and just some of the things that happen, like whether it's at shows or at school or online, it's led to kids like committing suicide. It's led to people being hazed and you know, beat and ridiculed, you know, so much. And I feel like as things progress, like in our life, you know, technology is getting crazier and crazier. There's so many things that everyone can do, but I feel like somehow, instead of being more and more open-minded, like you would think would happen, it seems like the more and more people have access to things, the more closed-minded they get, and kind of, it's almost like they're stuck in their ways. Like, like a person who says like, oh well, I only listen to that kind of music because it's just the best. Like there's so much to be taken in by lots of different kinds of music or lots of different kinds of people in your life, you know, that bring different things to you, like whether it's on an emotional level or personal, or you know, just someone who's teaching you something that you would not have known otherwise. And I feel like it's just gotten out of control, you know. One of the things that I said in my last interview, like now I'm blessed to be in like a band and touring the world. I get to do what I love with you know, my best friends, and I have a great time. Like obviously there's gonna be ups and downs and being gone from family, friends, girlfriend, like all that stuff. It does weigh on you, and it is hard at times. But there was a time like when I was in middle school and I was trying to help pay for my education, that I took on a job as like an assistant janitor type thing at our school, and these older kids were like kicking over like my trash can and telling me like pick up the trash and stuff like that, like. And it's funny because some of those people like now like they've hit me up and like, oh, you're on Warped Tour, can I get guest list or something? I'm like, do you think like I would forget like what you did or you said, like? And I mean, I usually don't even respond. There was one person who I did because he was a pretty bad person in my life, and he would always try and like add me on social networking sites and stuff, and I just wrote back to him finally. I was like, why would I want to be your friend? Like, why would I let you into my life when I was in your life, you disrespected me and didn't care about me at all and went out of your way to try and make my life hell? Like, why would I, like, now, because you're still in the same place you were at, like, 6, 7, 8, whatever years ago, and I've, like, progressed and moved on, like, why would I let that in my life? Like, and I don't know, like, the older I get, I'm 25 now, I just see, like, YouTube comments, like, I try and keep up with, like, everything that's going on with our band, see, like, you know, what's working, what's not working, what our fans are saying they like, so that I can relay that to the band, and we can utilize that to hopefully progress in a way that is not only something that's going to make us happy, but our fans as well. And I see all this, like, hatred, like, online. We have an ex-singer in our band, Craig, and it's like, it was like over 3 years ago now. I think today I've been in the band 3 years and 3 days or something officially. So it's like I've been in the band for a while now, and it's just crazy that like we post a new song or a video or something, and it's comments about, you know, me versus Craig or Craig versus Ronnie, like, or, you know, all these things that because our bands are tied together. And Bo, who's been blessed to follow, who's on our tour, like us four especially get thrown in so much, and it's like, for the most part, all of us are friends, and obviously, like, Craig and Ronnie's situation is a little different, but, like, I'm friends with Bo, I'm friends with Craig, like, and I'm even friends with Ronnie, and it's like, I just don't understand, like, how people can make it, like, their life to care so much about something that means nothing, like, that doesn't affect them at all, that in 5, 10, 15 years, I would hope it would be 5 days from now, but I don't think that'll be the case. Like, they won't care about it, you know, and it will have no impact on who they are as a person. But for some reason, just this internet age is just destroying, like, the way we respect other people who we don't know. And I feel like that closed-mindedness, and I don't know, like, what it is, like, if people feel like they need to defend themselves, or like that they have this sense of pride that forces them to go that route. You know, I just feel like we all are doing something amazing with music, whether it's you're involved with it and you're supporting it, or you're playing it, or you're managing it, or you're a label that's helping to promote it. Like, you know, all of us are part of something amazing, because music is the one thing, you know, in the world that I don't know anybody who doesn't like music. Like, somebody likes at least one type of music. And, like, I feel like that's the only thing that there is that everyone can kind of be tied together with. So it's kind of a bummer to see that something that can tie us all together could also bring us so far apart. And I would like to see, you know, starting with our fans, hopefully, who are watching this, like, you know, if you want to go out of your way to do something, go out of your way to be, nice to someone, or be like, hey, they're a fan of the same band I am, like, that's rad. Like, they look nothing like me, they don't, nothing else in their life is similar to mine, but we like the same band, like, and that's cool. And I wish it could just be more like that. So that's pretty much what I came here to say. So I hope you guys take some words of advice, and not that I know any better than anyone else, but just, I don't know, there's so much better things you can do with your time than wasting it on trying to make someone else feel bad. And because half the time it's just gonna reflect negatively upon you, Like, think about when you have kids, like, do you really want to have your kids, like, grow up and be like, so you spent, like, 5 hours a day just, like, trolling YouTube? Like, that was what you did? Like, why was my parent such a loser? That's, like, why would you do that? And it's like, try and leave a legacy that you can be proud of, and that like, whatever you believe in, like, everyone, I think, has some sense of, like, moral code of, like, hey, attacking someone, that's not right. Like, and I feel like if you want something said about you, like, don't say it to someone else. And I feel like that could go a long way. So enjoy.